Everybody, this is Emehe and welcome to a different kind of video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the top 5 best ways to earn money in Hypixel Skyblock in the early game. The very early game to be specific, but it kind of ranges. Some are a little more towards mid game, some are very early game. But starting off with number 1, what you're going to want to get yourself is a diamond shovel, and you're going to want to put efficiency 5 on it. You can put efficiency 5 on it. If you come right over here to this librarian and you go to his enchantment table, you should be able to do it right here. Once you get that, which it shouldn't be very difficult, you want to run all the way through this farm area, and then you want to come to the farming islands. And once you're at the farming islands, looks like server's about to reboot, you want to come all the way up here and you want to get up to this portal because you want to make your way over to the desert settlement. And you want to use this shovel, and all you want to do is you just want to sit here and you want to mine sand. Okay? The reason for this, not only is it good for money, but it also has a pretty good collection for you. If we go ahead and look at sand collection, sand minion, mining XP, soul sand, desert biome stick, enchanted sand, burning potion, and hard glass. So there's nothing really useful, but with just a few seconds of mining, we already have enough sand to make 1 enchanted sand, and that's already worth about 8k in about 30 seconds. Okay, so in about 1 minute, I got just about this much sand, which equivalents to just about 4 enchanted sand, which is worth 30k in 1 minute. So by doing this, you could be making upwards of 200k an hour. Mind you, I do have quite a bit of speed because I am using rancher boots, so it might be a little slower for you, but this is still quite a good early game money making method. All right, on to number 2. To do number 2 is actually going to be a little bit trickier, and it's going to be a little bit closer towards mid game. Because for number 2, once we get to the deep caverns, you also are going to need to unlock the dwarven mines. Now, this may be a little difficult for somebody that's very early game, but the first money making method should help you get enough money to get here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run across here and follow this dirt path down. You're going to want to run through this little wooden T, and then you want to come through here. You want to just jump off right here. And then you want to run towards this lava. Once you're here, you want to come up to one of these forger guys. And as you can see, I already had some stuff cooking from before. The forge is a very easy way to make money. And an easy way to do it is if we go to refine ore, we can refine mithril. Now, it takes about 2.5 stacks of mithril. So 100k plus 100k plus 50k, that's 250k. And that can be sold for close to 600,000. So if you times that by 4, or even better, times it by 5, every 6 hours, you could be making close to 3 million coins. 2,500 may be quite a bit to start off something like this. The first method with sand should help you get your foot in the door in order to start this. And this can kind of become a passive money method, kind of like minions, because you don't have to do anything. It can kind of just sit there. While we're here, though, we're going to go ahead and talk about number 3, which is going to be mithril mining. Now, not just mithril mining, but when you're doing your daily commissions, instead of selling or throwing away the mithril, if you save the enchanted mithril up, they can help you save a lot of money when doing the forge, making it so that you don't have to buy as much enchanted mithril. And mithril, are you kidding me? And mithril just sells for quite a bit for early game. It can be very good money making method. I'm not going to go into too much detail about any of the gear we need or you need, but a good early game pickaxe is Pico Nimbus because of how fast it is and because of its breaking power, but it does cost like 200k, so maybe you should go for something else. But on to the next one. The next one is going to be one that I'm sure you heard of 1,000 times, and that is going to be good old bazaar flipping. And once you come to the bazaar, you're going to want to find an item that you have the enchanted version unlocked for. For me, I'll just go ahead and choose, we'll do coal. Why not? What we're going to do is we're going to go to coal and we're going to create a buy order for 160 base coal. Okay, since it's such a common item, it should pretty much instantly fill. Yep, there it goes, instantly filled. I'm gonna turn it into 1 piece of enchanted coal. Keep in mind how much we bought it for. That was 199.5 coins, or no, wait, it was 336 coins. Okay, 336. Then I want to come to this enchanted coal and I want to insta sell it, and that was 501. So we made about 200 coins with that transaction, a little less. And now that we know that you make some money and that it's worth your time, we're gonna create a buy order back on coal. This time I'm going to do it of 70,000. That should be good. create that by order. Now again, it should fill quite quickly because of how common the item is. So like I said in the beginning, it is going to be easier with the personal compactor, but if you just let this fill up and you keep collecting it just like this, it'll obviously it'll be a little slower if you don't have a personal compactor, but with this method, it should be not long before you can afford one. There we go. Within just a couple of minutes, this was already filled up to 100%. It took maybe 2 minutes, and if we go and scroll all the way, oh, we had a little bit extra as well. Okay, if we go ahead and scroll all the way up, let's look. We spent on 70,000 pieces of coal. It cost us 147,000 coins. Now, if we take all this enchanted coal and insta-sell it, almost a 100,000 coin increase, which is quite a bit for early game. This is definitely a money-making method to keep in mind. But on to number 5, which is arguably one of my favorite. It is just good old farming. Now, specifically, when thinking about an early game crop to farm, you have to not only think about how much money it makes, but you also have to think about the collection and how useful it is, which is why I'm going to say that I recommend farming melons. The reason for this is because the best armor in the game for farming is Fermento armor, and Fermento armor takes Squash armor. Squash armor takes Crappie armor. Crappie armor takes Melon armor, and Melon armor is very good for farming, especially if you can farm it yourself instead of just buying it because of how expensive it is. So I recommend, you obviously don't have to get yourself a melon die, so just an axe and maybe a nice set of armor of some sorts. And mining, I have my speed way too high. There we go. And we're just gonna come here and we're just gonna sit here and mine some melons. Okay, within one row with arguably quite good gear, I got that many melons. And if we turn all of that into enchanted, that's 3k from one row that I did that quickly. I can do it again, and I can quite quickly double that profit to get 5k. And I have this many rows to do, plus, like I said, it does give you quite a good bit of collection. But if there's a crop that you like the collection of more, like per se wheat, because it gives you the agronomy sack, you could always farm that. But it kind of just depends on your choosing. But farming and mining are always something to lean back on in case you need a few extra coins. But that will wrap up this video. That was all 5 money making methods. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.